I want to first say that I do not speak for women, but I will represent them well. In the Nahiawa culture, women are the center of our nations. They are the leaders, landowners, and carriers of our bundles. In effect, they tell the men what to do. Colonization has disrupted this, and as a two spirit person, our community is constantly working to dismantle patriarchy and misogyny. We have also allowed the same to happen in the institution of medicine, as evidenced by the fact that only 10 out of 154 previous presidents of the CMA have been women. Currently, I chair a group of Indigenous physicians working with the federal minister to address COVID in Indigenous nations and systemic racism in the healthcare system. I recommended the physicians on this group, and 7 out of 9 are women. Similarly, I recently was invited to speak as a physician expert at the United Nations. I ensured I co presented with an Indigenous female physician colleague so there was gender equity. We need to recognize who is not at the table, understand why, and then work to ensure all voices are heard. A simple solution would have alternating male and female CMA presidents. Lastly, I won the Amazing Race Canada in a skirt, and I challenged the other candidates to wear one too. The foundation of Canadian Universal Healthcare started in 1876 when elders from Treaty Number 6 territory enshrined this as the medicine chest clause, where citizens from Treaty Number 6 would have healthcare and pharmaceutical coverage for as long as the sun shines, grass grows, rivers flow, and as long as there are native peoples. This was later expanded upon by Tommy Douglas over 100 years later, and universal healthcare is now considered a Canadian value and source of pride. My husband Anthony is from the Navajo Nation in the Four Corners area of the United States. When he moved to Canada, he was shocked that he could go to any physician in any health center he wanted. For years, he had neglected his health because he could not afford to pay outside of the Indian health services that existed as underfunded entities on reservations. We must continue to protect universal access that Canadians value, with highly skilled clinicians available in a single publicly funded, privately delivered system, especially if we are considering this from an equity, diversity, and inclusion lens. No one should be left out. The funding gap that exists for Indigenous peoples exists because we allow it to. We have allowed publicly funded education systems to exist that teach minimal content, if any, about treaties, responsibilities of all parties to treaties, and we have allowed this to extend into medical education. For treaty citizens, the benefits which extend from being a signatory to treaty go beyond the imposed federal government boundaries of reserves. Our treaty rights are portable along our entire treaty territory, just like healthcare coverage is portable across the country. Although it is the treaty nations who can decide who their membership is, or in the case of this question, who is a band member with status, it is the federal government that chooses who to recognize as a treaty or status person. This is like saying to the Medical Council of Canada, we will allow you to administer the examinations, but it is us, as the federal government, who will decide who passes and is considered a physician. This would not happen. As a collective voice representing over 75,000 physicians, the CMA is an influential advocacy body who can be a true leader in reconciliation.